Yo, welcome back to the mat. My name is Trevor Taylor, and I'm glad to be your instructor. If you happen to see dogs stroaming around, that's because I got 4 of them. I came downstairs to be in the open space and to be amongst them. So if you find yourself distracted by the dogs, well, I ask that you just kind of bear with me. But also, if you notice that you become distracted by your thoughts, well, then that's something to consider as well, because we can't really escape those. All you'll need for today's practice, maybe some blocks. And other than that, let's get started in child's pose. So here our knees go as wide as the mat. Bring our big toes to touch. Sink the hips down, maybe sit on a block if you have to. And then gently inch the fingers forward and rest your forehead on the mat. If you've been here before, you know how I feel about this practice. It's that you know your body better than anyone else does. So it's up to you to take care of yourself. Before we jump into the body, I'd ask that you notice how your breath is at this time. All right. Notice if you are able to breathe down into the belly, or is your breath just in the chest area? Notice if you need to make any adjustments to the hips, maybe adding the support of a block, so that it's not so much of a strain to be in this position. And then if you like, maybe even inch the fingers a bit further ahead, taking another full breath in, puffing up the upper back. And a full exhale that you let it all go. Begin to walk your hands to the right, stack your left hand on top of the right, and then reach away through the hands, sink that left hip back down towards the heel, and then take a few breaths here for yourself. Today's practice, we will build into a flow, but I've noticed in my own practice that something that will throw off my flow is my own thoughts. And sometimes I think too much, or I'm just doing not enough presence, right? I'm just not with my body. And instead, I'm constantly thinking about the next pose or whether I'm breathing right or wrong. From here, you can switch the grip, by the way. Walk the hands to the left. Stack the right hand on top. So maybe that's you today. Maybe you notice that you do some overthinking. And I invite you for the next 20 minutes to simply notice your breathing, focus on your breathing. And if you catch yourself thinking, just come back to the breath. Think about what the breath feels like. Because every inhale and every exhale feels a bit different. Begin to walk your hands to the center. Take a full breath here. Exhale it all out. Let your heart be heavy. Good. Now we come into tabletop. You can remove that block if you'd like. You might not need that for a little second. And then we're going to spread the fingers wide, ground the shins down. And if you can look between your legs and find your feet, then maybe you need to push them out to the sides a bit. All right, big toes aren't touching anymore. From here, we push the earth away through the hands, gently feeling the shoulder blades spread across the back. And we begin some cat-cows. So starting at the tailbone, inhale, lift the tailbone and drop the belly. The heart comes forward. And then exhale, start at the tailbone again, tuck it underneath you. Make your way up the spine, mid-back, upper back puffs up. The chin may drop. Inhale, reverse the direction. Tailbone goes long, the head goes in the opposite direction. Full breath in. Exhale, push it back. Breath in. Find that sway back. And exhale, last time here, reverse cat. As you find tabletop, I want you to take a breath in, let your head go long, the tailbone goes in the opposite direction, and pull your right ear towards your right hip, bending deep into the side body. Good. Keep pushing into the hands. One more breath in, find length. Exhale, maybe fold a bit deeper. Good. Inhale, extend out long, find that regular tabletop. And then exhale, second side, left ear to left hip. Poking the hip out, pulling the ear back, pushing the hands down. One more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Good. Now you can sit back on your hands for hero's pose. And again, if those blocks feel nice, it's nice to have those as there. We're going to warm up the wrist a bit because we're going to be on single hand at a time. So I want to make sure you're prepared for that. So from here, press both hands out in front of you, palms facing up. Pull the knuckles back, right? And act as if you're holding up a wall. Take a full breath in. Push the hands forward. Exhale, drop the fingers going straight down to the earth. And as if you're trying to touch your forearms with flat palms. Good. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reverse. And try this 3 more times here. You might feel it in your forearms. Yeah, if you work at a computer or you work with your hands, you might notice that this is showing you some stuff. This is some of that tough love I like to give the body because sometimes heat is what we need. Sometimes we do need to do a different type of work. Put down. Come back into that tabletop position, flat hands down to the mat. And then point your fingers back towards you. And from here, just do some gentle circles. So you start to bear the weight into the hands, into the heel of the palm. And then we sink the weight into the hips and into the knees. And then reverse the direction. Keep pushing those hands down into the mat as you're trying to reach through the floor. Spread the fingers wide. Notice what that does to your hands and your wrists, your forearms. And then from here, we sink the hips back just a bit, only as far as feels comfortable. All right, you're not here for pain. You're just here for a sensation, ideally a pleasurable one. You can release, let the backs of the palms go to the mat. Thumbs are touching or they're facing one another. And then similar situation here, a few gentle circles. Only putting as much pressure on the wrist as they feel comfortable with. All right, it doesn't have to look like mine. Again, you know your body better than I do. Reverse the direction. And then from here, plant the hands down, tuck the toes, and we lift into our first downward facing dog of the day. So fingers are wide, index fingers are pressing forward. We push the hands and the knees stay bent. It's okay to have that bend in your knees. You ain't got to be straightened out all the time. All right, reach through the shoulder blades. Take a full breath in through the palms. Exhale, stay here. And now maybe begin to lift the hips as you straighten out the legs. Can you continue pushing your hands down into the mat? Through the shoulders. Chest goes towards the shins. The inhale brings the hips high. The exhale allows the heels to drop low. Good. From here, we come to a plank pose. And then drop your left knee down. Extend the right foot long behind you. Full breath in. Exhale, bring the knee to elbow. Extend out long. Knee to elbow. Exhale. Maybe you curl through the upper back too. And one more breath in. Exhale. Knee down. Find your downward facing dog. Full breath in. Drop the heels as you exhale. And this time, right knee down. Left leg long. Inhale here. Exhale, drive the knee forward. Pushing it back. Got 2 more. Move with your own breath. Notice if you lost contact with the breath. Then maybe the thoughts took over. And then plant the knee down. Find your downward facing dog. Good. Begin to walk the hands back. All the way to the back of the mat. Till you find this forward fold here. Full breath in, halfway lift. Find that flat spine. Maybe the hands are into the shins. You reach the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Away from the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Give yourself a slight bend in the knees. Good. I like to ragdoll, so you can grab opposite elbows. All right, have this frame as your shoulders are heavy, your arms are heavy. Then the back of your neck grows long as the top of your head goes towards the arms. Full breath in. Full exhale out. Rise up all the way. Find a standing pose. And your hands by your side, Tadasana. Let your shoulders come up high by your ears. Take a full breath in. And exhale them down. Circle sweep the hands high. And then swan dive. Soften the knees. Reach for the floor. And begin to walk back into your downward facing dog. Good. Once you feel steady here, I want you to reach your right foot high to the sky for three-legged dog. And then drive this knee forward, keeping it by your ribs. Then it finds your arms, and you plant the foot down right where that right palm is. From here, drop the back knee, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. You inhale the hands up high. Bring your tailbone underneath you. The hands go up, the chest lifts. And then exhale, sink the hips back. Keep the hips primarily squared and on top of that knee. You don't want to sink into it, right? So if you need to, you can inch this foot forward, or you can even grab these blocks here on the sides. And then press into the ground onto your blocks. Find a halfway lift. Lengthen the spine and exhale. Keep that same length as you reach your face towards your foot. Then let the back of the neck go long. Good. One breath in. Full exhale out. Find your low lunge. Plant the foot down. From here, left hand is down. I want you to bring your right hand to the back of your head and then push the left hand down. Open the right elbow towards the ceiling. You're opening up the chest here. Full breath in. Maybe extend the hand high. All right, can you draw this thigh bone back into the hip? Keep pushing that right foot down, and your left foot is also pushing down into the earth. Notice how much active engagement is in the body. From here, bring your right hand down to your left hip or your left knee. And obviously, if you need a block, you can put that on your left hand as well. And what you're going to do is roll on the outside edge of your right foot and then gently push this knee out. Now, can you draw the right knee back using just your glute, your outer hip? You might feel that. Your hip might be saying something to you. It's about time we listen to it, right? So take one more breath in, length through the spine, let the crown of your head go this way. The exhale allows your hip to open up one more time. And then we close it. Bring the foot down. Frame the front foot with both your hands. Spread the hands wide. Tuck the back toes. Find your high lunge and then step back. Find plank. Full breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left heel, second side. So extends long. Kick the foot long behind you. Push the hands in the opposite direction. Exhale, bring the knee towards the chest and then plant the foot down. Low lunge, second side, same thing. So we drop the back knee. We push both the foot and the leg into the earth and we rise. Breath in. Exhale, half Hanuman. Straighten out that front leg, maybe have a slight bend, grabbing those blocks if you'd like. And we allow our heart to lead the fold. Full breath in. Point or flex your toes. Exhale. Keep grounding through that back leg so you square the hips. Good. Right hand down, find that low lunge. Left hand finds the back of the head. We push the right hand down. We open the chest towards the left. Left elbow goes towards the ceiling. If this feels comfortable, stay here. Otherwise, you may extend this arm towards the sky. Reach up towards the ceiling. Push down through that right shoulder so that the ear and the shoulder are no longer connected. One more breath in. Exhale, left hand onto the inside of that knee. You gently roll on the outside edge of your left foot. And then draw that knee down and back. Back towards the hip. Good. One more breath in. Find length. The exhale really draws that knee down and out. We bring both hands to frame the front foot. Find your plank. Lower all the way down, elbows straight back as they graze the ribs. And keeping your hands right by your chest, lift up, pushing the pelvis down. You breathe into the belly, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Push back, find child's pose. Knees wide, big toes touch. Another breath in. Full exhale out. Inhale, find downward facing dog. Drop the heels, push the hands down, shoulders are active. You might even feel your biceps and triceps helping you rip the mat apart. And from here, right heel floats up high. This time I want you to drive the knee straight to the elbow and pause there. Then push back. 2 more times. And if you need to, you can drop your knee and do the same thing. On that last one, we're in 3-legged dog. And then step this foot straight to the top of the mat, right in between the hands. Option is to stay in your Anjaneyasana like on the last round, or keep this back knee lifted, right? And then we find warrior one or high lunge. We plant the back foot down at 45 degrees. Full breath in. Straighten out that front leg by pushing the right foot down, and then keep this length. Pyramid pose. Blocks might be really helpful here. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Maybe even have your hand to your shin, and then exhale, allow yourself to melt into the fold. From here, pivot that back foot so you're on the ball of the foot. Left hand down, right foot is down. Right hand finds the back of the head, and we find our revolve lunge. Good. You feel this whole right side working. Is that back leg lifted here? All right. Can you grow long through the top of the head and the tailbone in opposite directions? And then right hand might reach for the sky as the left hand reaches through the earth. Maybe sink a bit deeper in that front knee. And then right hand finds the inside of that leg and gently roll on the outside of your foot. Keep that back knee lifted. Stay with your breath. One more breath here. The exhale draws it down. Hips sink low. And then we close it. Step back, find plank. Full breath in. Push through the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left heel high, 3-legged dog. Go in 3 times. Driving the knee towards the elbow. Move with your own breath. If you need to go down on a knee, no shame in that. That's you taking care of yourself, your body, listening to it, rather than your ego. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's my rule for life. After that third one, we step the foot into the middle of the hands. And again, we keep that back leg lifted. And we inhale, push the foot down as we lift up. Plant the back foot down if you're in this high lunge with me. We're here for 1 breath in. Exhale, straighten out the front leg. Keep this length. Keep reaching the hands forward. Reach the head forward. And then find your pyramid pose. Option to scoot this back leg up if you need to. Full breath in, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the front knee. Spin on the back of the foot. Right hand reaches through the earth. Then we put the left hand behind the head, open up, find your revolve lunge. Draw that elbow back, and then reach the hands high. One breath here. Exhale, sink a bit deeper. Left hand finds the left knee. We gently roll on the outside of that foot. You feel that hip begin to move. We draw the femur back into the hip socket, and we allow our hips to sink. Good. Surrender into the pose for one more breath. Good. Close that. Step back. Find your plank. Gently lower all the way or halfway down. Bend the elbows so that they graze the ribs. They are hugging the sides of the body. And then pull through for cobra or upward facing dog. Yogi's choice. Exhale. Child's pose. Let big toes touch. Knees go wide. Come back to the breath. Did some work there. Can you notice how this child's pose might feel different than how you started this practice? You feel like you could actually be here for a little longer and be more comfortable without the body being such a distraction. That you might be able to sit still for a few moments to just be, rather than being uncomfortable. Good. As we come up, I want you to actually swing your feet in front of you. And then plant the feet down, knees pointed up towards the ceiling. Hug your hamstrings with your hands and gently lower yourself all the way down. Now, if you have blocks, this may be nice. You can grab pillows. What I would like you to do is draw the feet in towards the glutes so that the soles of the feet touch together. Now, the further they're out, the more accessible this may be. Or you might want to draw them in close to you. And then take those blocks, put them underneath your knees or those pillows, and then lay back, resting one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And allow the back of your head to be heavy. Can you feel the base of your spine touching the mat? Can you feel your breath as the belly rises and falls with every inhale and every exhale? Can you feel the heart beating underneath the palm? And a more subtle feeling. Do you notice the breeze of air that hovers over the top of your lip as you inhale and bring in that cooling sensation? And your exhale releases the warmth. Continue to be curious about these sensations. Know that after we move the body, it's nice to then be still and be with the breath. From here, we enter the state of relaxation after we've released so much tension. You can remain here as long as you'd like in this final pose. But I'd like to say thank you for joining me in this practice. I always want to honor the ancient ancestors who have offered this practice to us as a means of self-care. As we take care of the body, we're able to take care of the mind and provide a safe and comfortable home for the soul. Your body is your temple. I'm here to help us honor that, and I hope that you will honor that. The light in me honors and loves the light in you. And until next time, namaste.